Hey there, I'm Talia, founder of Workweek Lunch. Welcome back to my channel. Today we are talking about cooking oils. And we're talking about it from an intuitive eating standpoint, which means we won't be talking about the health, pros and cons of each oil, but in this video we're going to talk about which oil to use for what kind of dishes to get the best tasting results. Let's get to it. So if you go online and you Google best cooking oils, you're mostly going to find results based on what the best cooking oils are for health purposes and not necessarily what's best for cooking. And that really bothers me because sometimes we just want to make food that tastes good and it doesn't matter so much about what oil is going to be healthiest because you're only using like a tablespoon in your cooking. But it can make a big difference on the outcome when we're talking about texture, flavor, all that stuff. So you don't have to be an expert on this, but I think that this basic information can really take your cooking up a notch and you'll avoid some mistakes that I've made and probably you've made too. So if you have any questions, just drop them in the comments. And if you like what you're seeing, you like these kinds of videos that talk about food from an intuitive eating standpoint, hit that subscribe button. First, let's get into why we even need oil for cooking. And basically, cooking is how heat will get transferred from the pan to your food. It helps with that process. It's necessary to get certain flavors and textures in your food. Like if you want anything to be crispy, flaky, crusty, you're gonna need some kind of oil or fat to help that process. Also, oil adds a lot of different flavor. That's why you see so many types of oil and cooking fat. And the recipe you're using might call for a specific kind of oil to get a specific flavor. When you know what you're doing, you can actually make these decisions based on what you want your food to taste like, and that's amazing. I'm telling you guys, knowledge is power, especially in the kitchen. If you've done any research on cooking oil, you may see the term smoke point or flash point mentioned in that research. And so what a smoke point is, or a flash point, is the temperature that an oil will burn or start to smoke, which is something we generally don't want. I'm sure it's happened to you, it's definitely happened to me before, the pan's smoking, you don't know why, it's because your oil is burning. You want to avoid this because it can definitely negatively affect the taste of your food, which you don't want, and in some cases it can be dangerous. I'm not exactly sure when it starts to get dangerous to consume. I know for me, I've used a smoking pan and I've cooked with it and I've lived to tell the tale, so I'm not sure on that, but I do know that we want to avoid a burning pan or a smoking pan. And to do that, to avoid it, we should know the smoke points of our oils and what is best for high heat cooking and what's best for low heat cooking. That's all you really need to know. That some oils are going to be better for frying and some are really only used in like salad dressings and not cooked with at all. I'm going to start talking about these now, but I'd love to know in the comments, what is your favorite cooking oil right now? There are so many. If you go in the grocery store aisle for oils, there's just an overwhelming amount. There's no way I could try them all. I'd have to spend like $200 just to try every single oil. So this is what I'm working with, but I'd love to hear from you what your favorite is because it might not be in this group we have here. And so what do we have here? We have on the high smoke point end, vegetable oil, avocado oil, light olive oil, extra virgin olive oil, cooking spray, coconut oil, butter, another type of extra virgin olive oil, and sesame oil. So that's what we have. That's what I have in my kitchen. I would say these are what I'm most comfortable cooking with, but again, there are so many. So first I want to talk about our high smoke point oils. So we have, again, vegetable oil, avocado oil, and this light olive oil. These are going to be used for high heat cooking, mostly stir frying, frying, broiling, stuff like that, where you have the heat on all the way up and you're cooking things fast. I love vegetable oil. I mean, if you only wanted to have one oil in your house, vegetable oil can do it all. It's neutral, meaning it doesn't have any flavor or taste. Like if you taste them, you're not really going to taste anything. Whereas avocado oil, again, high heat, but it definitely has a very slight avocado taste. Light olive oil is good for high heat cooking, but I would say most of us don't usually have this type of oil. Like this is the only bottle I could find. It's pretty small. Most of us are used to cooking with extra virgin olive oil, which we'll get to later. But again, these are going to be for your high heat cooking. Like if I was going to sear a steak or make some fried schnitzel, I would use these two and not butter or coconut oil or something like that, because then it will burn, which won't be tasty. So storing these, obviously you can store these in plastic containers. The containers they come in and they're fine. Generally, oil is best stored in like a cool or room temperature type place. You don't want to store oil in anywhere that's super hot. These are okay in the light, like, you know, some oils don't do well when they interact with sunlight, which is why they come in tinted bottles, but these are gonna be okay. I would say vegetable oil is very inexpensive. This I got at Costco for $9 and it'll last me a while. These are great. I would say if you only wanna have one oil, again, this is your guy. Canola oil is also the same, basically the same thing as vegetable oil, so just know that if that's all you see in the store. So these are my more middle of the road temperature oil. So I use this olive oil, which again, it says extra virgin olive oil, but I would say compared to the other kind that I have that I'll talk about later, this is not as high quality and can handle heat a little more than other fancier types of extra virgin olive oil. Of course, we also have regular cooking spray, which can be great on a sheet pan in the oven or in a pan on the stove. So that's kind of what I would use this for, but I would not like fry in this. I wouldn't cook a steak on a high heat in this, but eggs, you know, quick vegetables, stuff like that, chicken, fish on like a medium heat, that's great. But yeah, I would say this is my middle of the road all-purpose oil. I use it for sauteing vegetables. I would use it in salad dressings too. You know, if I want to bake something in the oven, like roast a pan of veggies, I'd use this. It definitely has flavor to it though. This is not a neutral oil. It's gonna have a little bit of an olive flavor, so just keep that in mind when you're using oils. Like, do you want the olive flavor? I wouldn't use this in a, you know, batch of cookies unless it was like a specific olive oil cookie. So just keep that in mind. But this is another one I got from Costco. By the way, if you want to see all my Costco videos, we'll have that link below. But this is a great find because olive oil can be pretty expensive. This is less than $10 and lasts me a long time. Now we have our low smoke point oils. Coconut oil and butter both have a smoke point about 350 degrees, making them perfect for baking. Coconut oil and butter are great for any sweet baked good that is around. You're gonna bake it at like 350 to 375 degrees. It's great for granola, especially coconut oil if you wanna have that if you wanna have that coconutty taste, I would say coconut oil is great for that. Another note on coconut oil, it is kind of like a star, like a superfood star, like the health world. Personally, it hurts my stomach. As you can tell, I don't use it that much. And I find that cooking dishes with it has a very strong coconut taste. So I would say, again, just because the world deems that coconut oil is like the healthiest thing on earth or whatever, doesn't mean you have to use it or that you're unhealthy for not using it. Use it when you know it makes sense. Like also, coconut oil is one of the few that you would not want to use in salad dressings because it will solidify. So I made that mistake many times. Don't be like me. Don't use this stuff in salad dressings. Butter, I mean, you can of course cook a lot of things in butter, but again, it will burn easily. It needs to be watched. You have to keep your eye on it. Not something, you don't want to deep fry anything in butter. You don't want to sear anything in butter. This is like an emulsifier. It makes sauces creamy. It's a great cooking tool to use for a lot of different things, but frying is not one of them. So this is the fancier extra virgin olive oil that I have. Even though it's the same name as the Costco one I have, this tastes a lot better. It has a much higher quality taste to it. As you can see, it comes in a glass bottle. It was about $12. It has a much stronger olive taste too, and it's not something I would cook with because this is a good extra virgin olive oil. It's gonna be best for salad dressings and tossing anything like that, like tossing pasta in, not cooking with this. So just keep that in mind with your extra virgin olive oils. I really recommend that you do a taste test between what you have to see what tastes strong, what doesn't. You know, I would not use this for high heat cooking or any heat cooking really. Last but not least, we have sesame oil. Super important if you love Asian inspired dishes, but do not cook with this. It is so overpowering. It is so strong and does not have a high smoke point. So you definitely want to just save this for adding a little drizzle at the end of a meal or using it for marinades and salad dressings and all that stuff. Don't cook with this stuff. It seriously is so overpowering. And also you want the toasted sesame oil. If your sesame oil is clear or has a light color, that's okay to cook with. This is unrefined, so it has a darker color and a much stronger taste. So these are our low smoke point fats and oils to cook with. Again, these are really important, but you do not want to do the bulk of your cooking with these things because it will burn, it won't taste the way you want it to taste, and you know, you have other choices. I really hope this information helped you make better decisions in the kitchen. When I say better, I really mean in terms of the quality of your food and the desired outcome in your cooking, not necessarily healthier. Because again, we want our food to taste good. We want to get better at cooking so that we continue to eat our own food and not waste it. This information will really help you do that, and I hope that next time you turn on your stove or fire up the oven, you think about which oil you're going to use based on what kind of food you're making. You don't need to have all these oils. If you are just starting out and you just want to pick one or two, I'd say vegetable oil and extra virgin olive oil are going to be your two that you want, or maybe vegetable oil and butter would be really great to have. But again, you can build this up slowly over time, and I hope that you have a little more fun in the kitchen now that you know what you're doing with your oils. If you like this video, hit that subscribe button for more, and thanks again for watching. I hope you liked it, and I'll see you next time. Bye!